An Australian couple who were injured when their Singapore Airlines flight hit severe turbulence last week are still in Bangkok waiting for a medevac flight. Keith Davis says a commercial flight home isn't an option for his wife, Kerry Jordan. Having had emergency surgery, she remains in ICU with a fractured spine. And Keith joins us from the Bangkok hospital where he's recovering. Keith, it doesn't look good, mate, does it? How are you right now?
Yeah, I look a bit ordinary, but the reality is I am 100%. I'm doing really well, as is my wife. My wife is making an extraordinary recovery post-surgery. It's about 6 days, I think, and each day she's making really steady progress, so that's really great.
Keith, have the doctors given any idea on her prognosis?
Really, the focus here with the team is about the trauma. So the surgery really is to stabilise Kerry's spine, to get her in a position where she's what they term fit to fly. Because, you know, as great as the care is here and how professional all the staff are and their expertise, our surgeon, God bless him, absolutely amazing. You can't beat being at home.
We've all experienced turbulence, but what happened to you was another level. Can you describe what it was like?
This isn't turbulence like you understand it. This was instantaneous. My literal recollection was I could see my wife's cup of water starting to vibrate. And in that idiotic moment, I reached out to put my hand over a glass of water because I was worried that a glass of water was going to spill on my wife's dress. At that same time, my wife was attempting to put on her seatbelt. That's how much time you've got to react. That was all it was just a recognition something is happening. You think about doing something, that's it. 400 feet or whatever it was, and then 400 feet back again. We were just launched into the ceiling, and then when you come back hurtling down to the ground, wow, you really, really hit. There were three in the row, myself, the gentleman alongside of me. I've since found out he landed 3 rows back in the lap of another passenger. But more tragically, my wife hit the luggage compartment and then was jettisoned straight into the aisle, and that is where she remained.
What was it like when you saw your wife on the ground? Because I can only imagine that it's not instantaneous, right? You still have that whole descent. What do you remember about those moments?
My biggest, concern at that moment was nobody touching because people were moving around, whatever. So I sat in her seat and cradled her with my legs as we're coming down, because we made a pretty rapid descent, and I was terrified of the landing. And a gentleman was yelling at me to put my seatbelt on, and I'm thinking, well, what about Kerry? But I grabbed Kerry's seatbelt. I realised that her seatbelt had been extended to the full length of that strap. She had it in her hand as she's being hurtled through the cabin and has pulled it the whole way out. It just a minor microsecond, it could have been clicked in.
So Keith, while you and your wife are recovering now in hospital, do you have a plan to get back home?
Absolutely, we do. That's been our mission. All the pieces are coming together, all the logistics. We've had incredible support.
Well, here's hoping Kerry and yourself are discharged soon, that Kerry's prognosis ends up being really good, Keith, and that you find a safe way home.
Yeah.
Have a safe flight, I guess. I've never felt the weight of that before, but in a circumstance like this, you really feel it. So we appreciate you speaking to us.
Okay. Thanks, guys.